Hello, and I want to welcome everybody back to Harvest Moon, more friends of Mineraltown. I'm just doing a quickie update on fall. I haven't done any videos in fall just because when I looked at my calendar, I do believe I pretty much showed off every single festival in fall the first year, and there isn't really any festivals that was worth showing off in the second year. The Music Festival is exactly the same every single year. The Harvest Festival is exactly the same every single year, so that wasn't worth showing off either. The Full Moon Festival is the same thing except with different bachelors every single year, and I did record which bachelor I met with because it was different. First year I think we met with Rick, and then this year I met with Cliff, so I'll put that video up when I get the chance to, but it's the exact same thing, so again, that wasn't really worth doing a video for. The Horse Racing Festival, I already said last video that I did this festival I wasn't going to be showing it off anymore because I got all the prizes that were worth getting in my opinion, so I didn't show that off either. And then there was the Sheep Festival, which isn't worth it either because I don't have a sheep yet. So, the last festival of the month is the Pumpkin Festival, which is giving out chocolates and sweets to all the kids. So you give candy or chocolate or whatever it is that you have to May, Stu, and Potpourri. I showed that off in the first year, and again, it is exactly the same event. So, fall was just a really good opportunity for me to go through and play the game and work on some upgrades and things which I have done. So, first thing I'll mention with the Horse Racing Festival is that I actually did pick up some prizes. One of the races allowed me to win almost 4,000 tickets, so that was more than enough to buy the Jewel of Truth. There's 9 of them in total in the game, and you can buy one from the Horse Racing Festival for 1,000 tickets, and then the Power Berry is 900 tickets. So I basically bought, what it was that was most important. Once you've cleared out the Jewel of Truth and the Power Berry, some other interesting prizes surface, some really unique items that I bought just to show you guys. So, they have these 2 items here. They have the dress and the perfume. Now, this isn't that relevant to the girl version of this game. If you're just playing Friends of Mineraltown as a boy, these gifts are actually very, very good to give to the bachelorette you're trying to impress because they're a unique item. You can buy them. I don't remember how much I purchased them for, but since I had so many tickets, I figured I would go ahead, and I would show you these unique items in the game. So they have a bottle of perfume which you can give to any of the bachelorettes or any other woman in the game. You can give it to Anna or Sasha or whoever it is that you want. You can even give it to someone if you are a female character, but it's not really going to do much for you. And then they also have a dress. So I really like giving these presents to Anne because she doesn't know how to react, and it's actually pretty funny to watch, but they're just sitting in my shelf for now because I don't really know what to do with them other than just keeping them there to show you guys. So that was that. I'm pretty much done with the Horse Racing Festival for like all of eternity. House upgrades, I went ahead and I got the bathroom upgrade. I don't remember if I actually showed this off or not because it's just been so long since I've done a video, so sometimes my memory isn't the greatest, but the bathroom upgrade is pretty much the final kind of house upgrade you get for GOTS. The rest of them are more like remodeling upgrades and things like that. So you can actually go into the bathroom and you can take a bath. And that's all it really does. It's just kind of there to add, I guess, like a more realistic looking house. You have a bathroom and a bathtub and everything. So our house, it looks pretty nice. It has pretty much every single piece of furniture that I'm ever going to be able to buy. It's a huge house. It looks great. I've got all the cooking utensils, I've got all the stuff, the fridge and the clock and the bookcase, the mirror. There's going to be something that goes on this hook, but I can't get that till winter. I'm working on that right now. And then I have the bathroom and the fireplace, so the only other thing that I can do with the house is I can come outside and I can remodel the windows, I can make them look different, I can remodel the mailbox, and I can remodel my doghouse if I want, but I'm not really working on that right now because those upgrades are actually extremely expensive, so more on that later. That's about it for house upgrades. I haven't changed my crops. the crops I grew this year were sweet potatoes and peppers, which I think I grew last year too, just because they're very profitable, and the sweet potatoes especially grow back very, very fast. I think they grow back every 2 to 3 days, I want to say, and the peppers also grow back at a pretty alarming rate. So I've been able to get a lot of money in this season. I've been doing all the work myself as well, so it actually sucks up a lot of my time. I haven't been finding that, you know, I'm finished all my farm work at 8 or 9 in the morning and I'm so bored. Because I'm not getting the harvest sprites to help me, I've actually been doing all the collecting and the watering and stuff myself, and it's been very time consuming. So fall really just went by so fast for me. I can't believe it's almost winter. So anyways, in fall, of course, we have the return of the apples. I've been using apples and the honey as gifts for villagers. That's another thing that I'm working on that I haven't really mentioned up to this point, is that there's a few events with some of the villagers that are really interesting that I do want to get in this playthrough, and I've been trying to befriend some of the villagers by doing that. Of course, I do that off screen, and any events that I do get, I will record separately and put them as their own separate video, just like I did with Animal Parade. I do all those videos separately, but they're just kind of something extra, and I do like events in Harvest Moon. You know, I feel like the developers put the time in to make the events, and so I like to take the time to watch them. All the animals are doing very, very well. Of course, my cow likes me more now, so I'm getting medium milk, so I'm getting quite a bit of profit off of the animals. I'm also getting large eggs, which is great because they are awesome for profit. And because my chickens are doing so well, I went and got another upgrade. I got the chicken coop upgraded and remodeled. I want to say this is the biggest size. I'd actually have to go back and check with GOTS. Maybe I should do that now before I eat my own words and there's like 3 or 4 other house upgrades, because I don't remember. But anyways, yeah, I got an upgrade for my chicken coop because I figured I could get more chickens. So yeah, actually that is the only upgrade you can get for the chicken coop, is you can upgrade it once to get more chickens. You have one barn upgrade that you can get if you want to have more animals. The vacation house, which is just ridiculous. It's so much money to buy. That's just insanity. And then, like I said, the only other things that he can do is remodel your windows, your doghouse, or your mailbox to make your house look a little more spiffy if that's what you want. So I'm actually almost done with that aspect of Harvest Moon as well. I'm done with all the upgrading and stuff. Part of the reason I got the upgrade for the chicken coop is because I'm trying to, you know, do all those things 100%. I am trying to get all the upgrades even if I don't use them, and get as much money as I can to buy things like upgrades that cost a lot of money. So I don't remember how much this cost because I did it a couple days ago, but I definitely had the lumber and the money for it. And you can now see that my chicken capacity has doubled. I usually was only able to have 4 chickens, and now I can have 8. So 8 is the maximum amount of chickens that you can have, but 8 is quite a few, so I don't think that anybody can really complain about that, because 8 chickens, if they're all giving you good quality stuff, is really, really great. They also put in 2 incubators, so you can incubate 2 chickens at a time, which in no time you would have 8 chickens. And I'm waiting for an upgrade from Sabara. I haven't gotten it yet. I was hoping it was going to get here before this video, or before like I made this video, but I'll show it to you in winter. Now that I upgraded the barn, I was actually able to get a mayonnaise maker. So instead of just eggs, I can make mayonnaise now. And it was $30,000, and I had to have adamantite ore, which you can get from the regular spring mine. I had some adamantite in my my drawer, I guess, or my bookshelf, or whatever you want to call it, my cabinet. When I was mining for Mistral to upgrade all my tools, I found a bunch of stuff like adamantite, and I think I have something else in here too. But I kept them on my bookshelf because I knew I was going to need them at some point. So it says use to create makers. And when I upgrade my barn, there's also other makers that you can get. Most Harvest Moon games have them. They have a mayonnaise maker. They always have like a wool or a yarn maker. and some other things as well, like cheese and butter makers sometimes, depending on the game. So I might upgrade my barn, although this barn is huge and I still only have my cow. I think I do plan on getting a sheep. Lots of people in the comments, I think the vast majority of you who had voted for an animal had voted for a sheep, for me to get a sheep, so that is probably what I will end up doing at some point. Sheep, I always say sheeps, but I don't think that's even a word. Sheep really aren't too terribly difficult to take care of, so, you know, I'm not too worried about that. And like I said, I'm just giving out presents. You know, things like flowers, I can't sell them, but I can use them as presents, and a lot of villagers like flowers. The main villager that I'm trying to butter up right now is Ellen. The reason for that is because in winter she makes you a pair of socks if you're friends with her, which will then go on our wall, and that's kind of one of the final pieces of furniture that we need in our house. Plus, you know, she's just a lonely old lady, she can't go anywhere. So give her some presents, make her happy. And then I've been giving apples to, I think, Anna, the mayor, Carter, pretty much anyone that will take them off my hands. It's just a nice thing to do. Why not? Why the hell not? I mean, I gotta be popular in this village. I'm popular among the boys, I gotta be popular among everyone else as well. And I do make sure to give Gots presents as well. I think I have brought this up a couple of different times, but with Gots, if you get him to do a lot of upgrades, like upgrade after upgrade after upgrade, and you don't give him presents or talk to him, he actually will quit. He'll basically like go on strike, is what the equivalent of what he does. He basically says, I'm very unappreciated, no one likes me, and screw you, I'm not going to do any work for you. And to avoid that from happening, I just give him presents from the get-go. Now, if that does end up happening, you can butter him up and he eventually will go back to work, but it's very difficult and it takes a very long time, so I'd rather just avoid it. And he pretty much likes anything I've given him so far. Like apples, he doesn't seem to mind, milk, eggs, things like that, so I've been trying to have some upkeep with that. I haven't done any mining this month, really, just because I'm waiting for winter to do all the mining, so I can get all the gems and things like that, because that's going to be what I'm going to be doing in wintertime, because that's, you know, basically all that there is to do in winter. I might buy some animals too, though, just because I had mentioned last year that I was very bored in winter, and a lot of you had suggested, well, why don't you just get an animal, and then instead of using all that time that you use in a day for crops, you can use it on animals, and the days will seem to go by faster, which, you know, fair enough. It does make sense. So that's probably what I'll end up doing. I don't really know what else I have planned. Some of you had mentioned that I do have the big bed now in my house, which I do. I think I mentioned that in the last update that I did. I bought the big bed and I can get married now. However, I am holding off. What I might do is I might end up making 2 save files, one where I'm married and one where I'm not, where I can continue to get events and things like that, just because the whole process takes a really, really long time. But I'm pretty much ready to do that as well. And oh my god, this dog will not shut up. He's so loud. I wish you could pick him up like you can other dogs and just get him to get out of here. I wonder if I can hit him with my hammer. I'll teach him a lesson. Yeah, there you go. Get out of here. I feel kind of bad. That's like animal abuse, but really, don't attack my animals. No, he just comes back for more. Oh, well, anyways, I'm gonna leave him be, whatever. He can do whatever he wants. He can't get in there anyways. So yeah, I think that's about it. My thoughts got kind of scattered near the end because I go way too long in between recordings. But yeah, I honestly really didn't do that much in this season. It was just more or less me getting a lot of money. So far in the season, I've made 74,000, but I've spent 71,000 just because I spent a lot of money on upgrades and the mayonnaise maker. So still making more than I'm spending, but just barely. Still made a lot of money, so that's definitely a good thing. I still have $63,000 left over, so I definitely can't complain about that. I have more than enough money to get me through winter, and hopefully I will not be as broke as I was last year, because I was really, really broke in winter. And by the time spring came, I was panicking because I didn't really have much to go with, but that's it. I won't have any more videos for fall. I'm just going to finish up the season, and when winter comes along, I'm going to maybe plan out a little better what I'm going to show and what I'm not, and hopefully winter will be a little more fun for me than it was last year. So that is it. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I hope that I will see you next time.